And now to start the English tip, hey, here we are on the ACT. It's the 2018-2019 preparing for the ACT. My worst section personally is reading. I have never aced the reading. I would like to ace the reading. I had 1 point off on the College Board SAT reading, and that just, I mean, most people would say, hooray, you almost got perfect. But if you're someone who's gotten perfect on other things, then you're not happy because you want absolute perfection. Not that it matters, really. But since it matters, here is the reading section. And here's my quick tip on how to do well in the reading section. The very first passage is called literary narrative. I find the literary narrative passage to be the hardest. I find the 2 science ones to be the easiest. I will skip the literary narrative till the end. What I'm afraid of is that if I spend too much time on it, I won't have enough time for the other sections. So my tip of the day for the reading test is, when you get the reading test, skip passage 1. That's it. Just go to passage 2, start working on it. Remember, you don't have much time, and get to passage 1. Now, my earlier tip was for the math section, to do the hardest one first. So now I'm actually rethinking this. Maybe it's better to do the literary narrative first because you're trying the hardest section. What's hard about the literary narrative, I'll tell you, it's always the same thing, is that it's not going to be straightforward. It's not going to be, first he did that, and then he did this, and then someone else did something to him. It'll never be like that. Okay? It'll always be things like the chronology is backwards. Things like the end of the story happens at the beginning. Or you think you're talking about 3 people, but it's actually 1 person with multiple personalities. Or half of it was a dream. Okay? Or the person says, I really like it, but what they meant was they did not like it. It's always going to be somehow contradictory from logic, okay? And yet, there is always a correct answer, and the 3 other answers are definitely wrong. So keep that in mind as well. There are 3 answers in the multiple choice that are definitely wrong, although they might only have 1 word that's definitely wrong. Let's take a look at one of the answers here so I can give you an example. Okay, so here's one. Number 1. Recalls the swim of his life and the factors that motivated him during that swim. It might be true. We didn't read this passage, but it might be true that he does recall the swim of his life. But did he really recall the factors that motivated him? If it only was half, only the first half, this is not the right answer. Have to both of them, everything be right. Okay? So there you go. That's my basic point. My name is Mr. Steinman. I'm the half-right teacher from learninglifesavers@gmail.com. See you next video.